to be 4-1 in the form of Nexus and we end on Volskaya personally.
Okay. Okay, interesting. What maps do you think are going to be in the favor of Nexus here then?
I think King's Row is going to be in the favor of Nexus, as they've shown how predominant they are on the side of King's Row with attack and defense. I think Nepal is kind of a toss-up between the individual skill of each player. So Nepal will give us a good idea of how both teams are and how they match up against each other in their roles. I think Temple of Anubis would go to, again, Nexus. So Nepal, I think, is going to be 50-50. Again, with Ilios, I think that's going to be 50-50, unless one of the teams have got a really good Widow for Ruins on Ilios. And I also think possibly Volskaya will go to Nexus, and we'll leave it at that.
Well, we'll see how they progress. The round is just about to get underway. So let's take a look at the comps for a minute. Otter back on that D.Va, Shimmy on that Winston. Again, very, very similar. I think it's, mirror comps here being taken by both teams.
Yeah, I think it's mirror comps because this is the comp that seems to have the most success on Shrine on the pole.
Yeah, they are jumping in, going for a little bit of a skirmish near the edge. Mike Crep gets the better of Shimmy. Jump on cooldown, able to boop him off the edge, but Gar taking two very early on. Genji and Zenyatta fall. Super Soaker following up very nicely, and that is going to be Nexus Gaming falling pretty quickly here with Gar doing so much damage on this Tracer. Definitely want to watch out for as they capture the point. Gar
was just going in on all the weak targets with regards to the supports. Probably went down to half. Like, I think Billy got the first pick on Seema, and then he got on Mycrep, and then finished off Arathin as well. So he was playing quite his role as Tracer quite well in that because Tracer does a lot of burst damage. Even though the 40 ammo clip does finish off quite well, he's able to just make his use of that 40 clip so well and pumping so much damage into the Discord targets, just cleaning up everyone on the side of Nexus Gaming. Yeah, well, they are just going to get shut down as Super Soaker. Dragon Blade in the back line, taking out his Mirror and the Lucio as well. They are just holding them very, very strong, and this is why they wanted to face them on capture point maps. Yeah, I mean, you always want to get that momentum going on capture point maps, and the thing is with you see, now you're doing it.
Yeah, I did.
The thing is with Gar is he's not giving Nexus any room to breathe at all. He's keeping up his harassment constantly. If there's anyone below half HP or just around that half HP, he's constantly harassing them. So everyone has to try and focus on Gar, and they're just not able to focus on Gar enough to get him taken out of the game.
And there we go, Transcendence getting popped for Seema, as well as the sound barrier around them all. A little bit of a waste, one might think, but there's the reverse. Both of those abilities going across. Self-destruct sequence for Jamie. Not going to find anything. Drop just outside the site. Gar takes up Mike Rep on the back line. Self-destruct sequence now. Is that going to have any more effect? No, it's not. Super Soaker cleans out Seema as they are just continuing to go for this hole, but two on point, one on point. Gar starting to clean them over. And there we go. Tack. Takumi goes, but Jamie able to get the point, but they do go down. Not too sure they're going to be able to hold it for too long. Only 5 or 6%, 5 of them on the point, and that's going to go over 8% to 92.
I mean, Gar's playing absolutely insane on the Tracer. I think Gar is the person that you have to shut down at the end of the day because he's just pushing out so much damage, getting those headshots, which is doubling the damage as well, and just being probably one of the best Tracers that I've seen throughout this qualifiers, and he's only just been shut down by Andro.
Well, they're still not done just yet. There's Dragon Blade again from Super Soaker, finding the mech of Jamie, as he does manage to find 2 kills with 1 slash. That's the Winston and the D.Va going down there. Mems, Mike Brett, though, reverses it onto Liana. They are starting to gain a little bit of ground, but they're just getting shut down left, right, and center. Not too much more left for them to do. The Dragon is trying to become the Genji on the point, able to clean out Super Soaker. The self-destruct sequence goes through, but gets taken down. Gar is there, ready and waiting, still hasn't gone down, and they are trying to fight tooth and nail. Managed to get the conversion on the point as they just edge themselves onto the point, pushing the enemy team away ever so slightly, but the contesting is continuing. So they do actually go for a full back, go for a regroup, and let Nexus Gaming have a little bit of room to breathe.
Yeah, and now this is the point where, you know, it's 99 to 20, 30%. It can bounty hunters push through in that one team fight, get the clean sweep that's needed, and just absolutely just go crazy with the help of Gar. And at the moment, this is the point where you see even top level teams can struggle capping it on 99 when there seems to only be one winning team fight.
That was so important there. Minecraft got taken down before the sound barrier could go through. There were very mirrored support ultimates there, but they are just going to clean this one out. They didn't have the sound barrier to help them out. He's running all the way from spawn, 99%. Is he going to be able to make it there? And he gets taken out just before he can drop the sound barrier, falls down on the stairs. And that is going to be Team Bounty Hunters taking this first point.
I would say very strong opening from Bounty Hunters, and especially Gar is just proving how well Tracer can be played at top level play. And with regards to everybody else on the side, everybody else on the side of Bounty Hunters, he just makes Bounty Hunters' jobs easy. You'll see the Discord come out from Liner, and Gar's on it. It gets pumped into so much damage into the enemy team that you need to stop Gar, or you need first, and then go to Liner to try and cut out as much damage going into your team.
Yeah, the issue, of course, that's a good point, because of course Gar won't be probably too close to Liner, given that he is trying to target those backline players, and the Transcendence won't be able to sort of save him. But there they go. The engage starting to come through now as they do go for the top position. Gar, once again, getting that first kill. Shimmy follows it up. And it doesn't look too good right now for the control point performance of Nexus.
I mean, Gar is just like playing...
Absolutely destroying.
Yeah, he's just harassing everyone. I mean, he got the Zarya got discorded by Liner, went on to Zarya. Then shortly he was focusing Farah and Mercy, and Mercy can't stay in the air for as long as Farah. So as soon as she was getting close, piling the headshots in, and was just harassing Mercy to the point where she's not being able to survive at all.
They have actually managed to open up a little bit of a path into the site. Now Gar trying to contest up top here, and those shots are just going so deadly accurate. Samer goes down, turns it around onto Takoma, but gets him as he dashes around. The rest of the team, meanwhile, cleaning up the rest of them. That pharmacy doesn't stand a chance when you've got a Tracer as good as Gar. Exactly,
and Gar's on fire and rightly deserved. I think does he need the rest of his team? At the end of the day, he seems to be doing a pretty good job as the rest of it out without the rest of them. But I mean, obviously Overwatch is a 6v6 game, and you've got Gar playing out of his mind, getting an absolutely dirty sticky bomb.
2 kills going across, Super Soaker with his own as well, and Otter just chimes in there with a shot onto Jamie. Takumi opts for the honourable seppuku off the edge, as Gar just finds the last one there, and they have got 60% already on this point, and, well, Bounty Hunters looking incredibly strong right now.
Yeah, and we was talking about earlier about the Bounty Hunters, and with regards to Ginger primarily being a flex role, he can pretty much play any role that's needed, but his strongest role is support, and especially on the Lucio. He's a Lucio main at the end of the day, and they're just able to work so well together. I think this is probably one of the most coordinated teams that I've seen in this entire series.
Yeah, I mean, we said it before the match. We said that TBH had very, very nice combos worked out. Their teamwork was very much on point. We'd said that potentially Nexus were mechanically slightly better, but right now, seems like they can't hold a candle to Gar on this Tracer. And the absolutely on-point synced sound barriers coming across from both Lucios. It's not going to matter, though. 2 points going over Team Bounty Hunters. One more, and they have the 1-0 lead in this best of 7.
Yeah, and with regards to, like I says, I think the MVP for Bounty Hunters is definitely Gar. I mean, we talk about Seema, being on the Romanian World Cup team, and Romania did perform relatively well in their World Cup qualifiers. They unfortunately didn't qualify, but at the end of the day, he's still a high-class player. It's just, at the moment, you've got to step up to how bounty hunters are playing, and you've got to put essentially put yourselves into overdrive and see if you can outperform bounty hunters. And maybe just Koth isn't, you know, Team Nexus's map style, and they prefer hybrid in escort.
Potentially. I mean, we did see some targeted map bans coming out, so see how that pans out for them as they do go for the engage once more on the high ground, looking to try and find what they can, doing a little bit of poke damage across. Jamie and Andro going low, but Otter is able to take down the mech of Jamie. Takumi chimes in, but Gar is there again on the side, doing so much work, able to rewind out of all of the danger there. Jamie, though, finding the kill off onto Ginger. They do start to go for their point. Gar stood on this point, trying to get as much as they can going over, but it looks like Nexus actually have quite a nice foothold to go for this push here onto the point.
Well, the thing is, with regard, like it says, Nexus had a foothold. What happened, I think, to Bounty Hunters is they got split up. So you had Otter and Gar on the side closest to where Team Nexus were, trying to harass them, and Gar was doing essentially flipping towards the point and harassing at the same time. And it left gaps in their defense, which was picked apart and taken advantage of by Nexus.
Yeah, they did it very well. We saw Graviton Surge getting used there as well to pretty much no effect. The Pulse Bomb does manage to find the stick onto Mini D.Va, trading the kill back on themselves. Takumi, though, takes out Otter's mech, and they are trying to get what they can. Clearing the area is not going to work, my friend, when you drop it right on top of Transcendence. Shimmy says no, Hammer Time goes through, and Takumi goes down. So, taking out the Reaper, which is a new pickup here, and Shimmy finds another Flame Strike onto Samer. Micrep boops Liner off, but there is the Earth Shatter, able to go through just underneath the Winston Shield. Super Soaker and Ginger both find one. There's Gar, though, chiming in. We're yet again with a brilliant set of kills onto the mech and the Mini D.Va. Now, just need to clean the rest of them up. Andrew goes down, and Ginger closes it out onto Takumi. And they take the point back 53%. 2-0. One more point is all they need.
I mean, you see Sanctum probably being one of the more closely contested maps on Nepal, and Gar's already got his ultimate back again, but you just see Gar's being so confident on the Tracer because Team Nexus, the Tracer themselves, don't seem to be challenging him on if he's harassing, and I know it's Tracer's job to harass, but that was a very dirty sticky by Gar because he knew that the D.Va was diving into user ult and just got the D.Va as it was coming out the mech, and so nullifying her.
It shouldn't matter too much, though, as they were able to get quite a few pickoffs, and the aggression continues here from Nexus as they are able to find almost enough. There we go. Gar goes down, capture the point, and actually put themselves back in the lead on the percentages here.
I think now what we're seeing is probably, you know, Nexus have warmed up because what Joe was saying. Maybe Nexus were a bit rusty, bit cold after having a map or so off, you know, best of 5 map off, and just eating food, resting up, not you know, not worrying about anything too easy. And Bounty Hunters have come into this, you know, fresh and ready to go.
There we go, 2 picks on the start already. Takumi finds one to chime back on the Mini D.Va out of mech using that ultimate. Shimmy finds one on the backline, as does Arthrin. Both Winston versus Genji coming out on top, and there's Arthrin finding 2 kills. Gar and Shimmy fall off the edge with a nice boot from the Primal Rage Winston. And this is a really good position now for the side of Nexus Gaming. 99% contesting the point. Otter, it's all or nothing, my friend. If you are able to hold this for long enough, might go well. Ginger and Super Soaker now both on the point, but Arthrin's there. Gets booped off by Ginger, trying their best to continue to hold this point. Shimmy finds one as well. They are not done just yet. Primal Rage used on the point. Liner swapping over to that Soldier, able to take down Takumi. Samer and kills Gar, but Jamie as well is there. They are just going back and forth. Transcendence onto the point. Just going to be able to hear up the Nexus Gaming squad. Samer trying his best to save out his teammates. Jamie is able to take out Shimmy, and there's the Winston coming back. Self-destruct sequence going to back them off the point. They have a real chance here. Liana rushing onto the point. Jamie trying to back them up. Gar now, last man standing between them and losing this point, and they go down 2-1. And there we go. Nexus Gaming proving they're not out of it just yet.
No, I think what we saw from there was Nexus Gaming really pulling together, and Seema going absolutely crazy on the kill, looking at his kill feed and monitoring him during the last few seconds of that overtime. You know, popping Transcendence at the right time and negating any damage, along with Jamie taking away any damage with D.Va's defense matrix as well. And Liner swapping over to the soldiers. They're just all going high mobility heroes to just try and get onto the point and keep it contested to a point where they regain control, but it was never the same for bounty hunters.
No, they do now need to bring it back here on Village in the pool. See if they can repeat their performance. See if they can give their enemies a feeling of deja vu as Gar tears them apart, or if they're going to be able to bring it back, potentially going for that reverse sweep. Again, the contesting for the high ground is going to come out for both sides. This time the aggression being taken by Nexus Gaming. Super Soaker gets first blood here. Takumi does go down and trade it back onto Shimmy. They do lose that Winston, a very nice front-end tank, and Samer finds one for himself. Otter taking out the mech, but that's not quite the kill just yet. Still have a little bit of work to do. Trying to find something, but Otter able to take out the Winston there. So Samer lands the headshot on Liana, but I think they are just about in the lead, able to jump onto the point with 2 players. And there we go, the first capture going over to Nexus Gaming.
I mean, it gets very interesting at this point on King of the Hill maps, is the fact that, you know, you was 2-0 in the lead, you've had 2 straight wins, and then all of a sudden the team starts coming back, you know, one point already to Nexus, and now you start to feel the pressure. It's like, come on, it's 1 win away, we can do this. And then what if Nexus take another map, and then the pressure's really on, you've both got to perform. And this is what I was talking about when Nexus had to step it up a gear, and now they're probably at the same pace as what bounty hunters were. So now you've got to step bounty hunters, so you either step up a gear or start coordinating like they were earlier.
Absolutely. Gar able to get the sticky onto Arthur. Arthur, though, not before he takes out Shimmy. Self-destruct sequence not been super successful in any of these games so far, but Takumi certainly making short work of Gar there. The dash through, able to pick up the kill. Ginger finds the pick off onto Jamie's mech, but Jamie trades it back onto Liana. Taken down finally by Shimmy, but they still are on a little bit of a back foot here. Have to regroup. Both teams just looking for what they can, but there we go. Dragon Blade comes in for the Genji. Transcendence getting popped by Samer there, trying to protect all of his team. Doing a very nice job stopping any kills going through, but Mike Rep gets a double kill with the right click, and Gar is able to pick off Samer in return. Now there we go, Liner able to drop the Transcendence on the point, trying to push onto this control. Point A, there's the Dragon Blade in return from Takumi. Jamie finds one with the self-destruct sequence. Those bunny ears doing work. Dragon Blade finding the kill onto Shimmy as well. And it looks like they're going to be able to hold this one. Super Soaker takes down Takumi. Gets away with his life, but 85%. The regroup comes through. Takumi yet to respawn. So is Otter. He needs to go for this push now, or never. Or maybe just wait for that fifth map, of this control point best of 5. See the jump coming through. Shimmy trying to enter from the side. 2 players on the point now, controlling it, trying their best to lay down all the damage. The capture actually goes through. Self-destruct sequence on the other side is going to zone them towards it. And there's the sound barrier. Gar finds one, starts his chain. Pulse Bomb does not connect onto anything, but Super Soaker's there, dashing through Takumi. Finds another one with the Dragon Blade, and a double dash is able to pick off Jamie. Completely Gar is there. Ginger as well, and they absolutely wipe through the Nexus Gaming squad. They have captured the point. 18% going on 20.
I know, this is a very close map, and it's the one that we was expecting to be the closest of more and to give you guys a show on the stream. But like I says, I believe, you know, the prediction possibly 4-3 could be a possibility now, because, you know, both teams are not wanting to give up so easily.
Yeah, well, they are straight onto the point, and they've already captured almost all of it, over 75%. But Gar and Shimmy have something to say. Liana as well chiming in, saying, hang on a minute, this is our point. We're really good at this map. Let's get some kills, let's win the game, let's capture the point back, and let's have done with the Nexus Gaming squad. They just clean them out, and they get repelled off that push. 99% still on the ticker, but they are climbing ever closer to that double overtime.
Yeah, and at this point, you've at least got 2, maybe 3 team fights left in. It's just about managing the ult economy now, getting out, probably going in, running an eco run this 1 point, and then building up ults, making the bounty hunters waste ults instead, and so that your next push can be a lot easier.
There we go. Transcendence getting popped by Liner. They do still have it on Samer, and Takumi going to be coming in with the ult soon, but Super Soaker, Shimmy, and Liner are just going to continue to completely clean them out. They have no chance pushing in here. They just keep getting wiped. The ult's not in their favor. They're going to be looking to push in off this Micrep ultimate if they can get there in time. Only 92%, only a couple of percent left, and Super Soaker cleaning out Samer means that he isn't going to be able to get that Transcendence boost speed onto the point. They're trying everything they can, able to get the contest off. Super Soaker takes out Katumi, and there's the Jamie ultimate, finding the pick off, but Gar takes down the mini Diva as they continue to push on the point. Shimmy finds one, self-destruct sequence straight on the point, cleaning them straight out, and there we go. A reverse sweep, 3-1. And with a little bit of a blip there, TBH come out on top on Nepal.
Yeah, I think next we move to King's Row, so that's going to be interesting to see, as both teams did prove to be quite strong on King's Row, but it's just to see how each other's strats come into it, because King's Row is kind of ones that you can strategize against, and if maybe you have something that you've held back, just so that you haven't shown all your cards at the start of the series. So look at that, Gar with 62 eliminations and 60% card kill participation.
That's crazy. He's just had an insane game on that Tracer. Incredibly skilled player. We'll see. Hopefully, be seeing a little bit more from him in the future. I just want to touch on this difference between control point and these hybrid pushes that we're seeing on maps like King's Row, and that sort of style of map seems to be a lot more favored towards the Nexus Gaming team, just because of the types of heroes that those players are playing. They have got that Winston that's very strong. They can go for those Genjis, and that dive comp is actually pretty strong from them. Whereas on defense, having that dive comp to retaliate, not necessarily super strong. I'm expecting to see a couple more Zaryas being picked up. I'm expecting to see Diva still being played there, and Diva is a lot more effective on capture point rather than control, because, of course, that zoning ultimate, you can just back off on a control point rather than on a capture point. You really do need to be stood there. Otherwise, it could be a pretty similar sort of game, but I'm expecting Nexus to come out on top. If Nexus win this, I'm sticking to my 4-2. If not, I'm going to go for the 4-1 to TBH.
Yeah, and I think, like, if you was going back to Gar, if I was Gar in that position again, I'd be at my computer with a pretty big smirk on my face right about now. Like, you're playing well, you're confident to get out taking on their back line, but we're seeing King's Row, and we see that the bounty hunters will be starting on the defensive side, so which means Seema will probably be playing the Zen, and we'll see how Seema's Anna will be, because we saw him play Anna on defense on the first round of King's Row at the start of the day, and Anna can take on Tracer really well. Especially, if Anna gets a cheeky sleep as Tracer's going to ult her and it sleeps Tracer on her own bomb. I've seen that happen a few times in my time. And, I think Seema's Anna is probably his strongest hero. And his Zen was pretty damn strong as well. So we'll see how Gar is able to take on the supports in this sense. And I think that'll be quite interesting.
Just a little bit of insight on Seema's hero pool. Just taking a look at his solo queue stats, he has got a 50% win rate on Lucio with 31 wins. Pretty average, actually, in terms of his win ratio. But remember, this guy's playing at 4.2k. So a 50% win ratio, pretty darn good. He's on 43.9 with 18 wins on Anna. 43.3 with 13 wins on Zen. So very much that strong support player. And as you start to hit those higher ranks, obviously support becomes a little bit weird and slightly a different version of what's going on. I think we are going to load into King's Row. So let's see how they stack up here. Team comp starting to come through. I'd quite like to see on defense Takumi pick up maybe a McCree to try and stop Gar's Tracer. See how that goes. Shimmy has got that Reinhardt of it.
Yeah, I think we see Shimmy as the main tank player for bounty hunters with regards to how he likes to play. And Winston does see a lot of play now because of his recent buffs. Even though his mobility was great, his bubble, his countdown on his bubble wouldn't restart until it was destroyed. So it means Winston could misplace the bubble and it doesn't get destroyed because it's been staying up for ages. And then the countdown starts, and the countdown was like 10 seconds. Now the countdown starts as soon as the whip bubble was placed, and it just makes Winston a lot more viable these days. And there's been a lot of minor patches to fix Reinhardt, because Reinhardt wasn't seeing play, because technically he was broken in the sense that his model was being used for Doomfist, as they're quite the models were quite similar, and so the changes that they were making for Doomfist was affecting the live version of Reinhardt. But let's say that they've sorted all that out now, and Reinhardt should be as he should.
Interesting little bit of insight there. Just again, another point on Shimmy's hero pool. Got 66% win rate on Winston at 32 wins, playing at 4.2k, so a very strong Winston player. Being put on that Reinhardt might not be too good for him. See if he can stack up. Takumi opens the bidding though with a kill. Over on to Gar, playing on that soldier now. Shimmy though comes back with the pick off onto Lucio. Super Soaker has that Reaper in hand, and Winston sees the wrong end of those barrels as he finds the mech as well, and Otter starts to clean him out. The Mercy on Samer, trying as best as he can to keep his team healed up, and the defense goes pretty well for now. They hold on the first push, but they have got to worry about that backline. Kumi and Samer Pharmacy.
I mean, it's great to see Reaper being picked up now, because he is seeing a lot more play, because now he's a lot more viable. And I think you've got what you're seeing from Bounty Hunters is a very clever defense comp, because they know that Nexus have got to come to them. Hence, picking up the Reaper makes him his mobility, lack of mobility, very strong, because he can just wait for them to come in, unload a load of damage into the face, heal himself, and kill off 2 targets is what we saw on there. Gar picking up another hit scanning, being a soldier as well, and it just makes for a very clever defensive comp. Especially, you know, you can put on the Zarya bubble and Reaper, Death Blossom as well.
There we go. Nano Boost gets popped off. Rocket Barrage finds 3 on the back, and that is a brilliant pickup. No res available for them. They don't have the Mercy. Otter able to finally take down Takumi, but the damage has already been done. No, Minecraft able to take out Shimmy. Reaper trying to back off as best he can, but Andro Bion able to chase that one out. The point getting captured. They're taking a forward stance here, leaving their Lucio back on the point with the Winston jumping back in to go for the capture. They're trying to go for the retake here, but there's a brilliant double sticky bomb, able to pick up 2 kills on Liner and Gar. There's Gar able to use those helical rockets to great effect, but they are already dead, and the point gets captured. Ginger goes down, and now they need to keep this tempo going, trying their best to bring it forwards here as Arathian takes the corner, backing off the Reaper there, jumping straight through, but Jamie gets the best of Super Soaker.
Yeah, no, it's a really that was a really unfortunate point for Ginger to go down. Is Lucio right on the point as they captured it, because he's got the long spawn back. Luckily, he plays Lucio and can just speed boost himself up to keep up with the team. But if it was a further point where they were halfway through or halfway through Streets phase, then, you know, it makes it really awkward and makes the attacking side of keeping this momentum that Nexus have at the moment. And bear in mind, Seema's got a res and can just tell people to die on the point while he hides away and get a huge res. It just makes life so much easier for him.
There we go, just absolute decimation. The 5-man res though, here we go. The Graviton Surge grabs them all in, trying as best they can to get all those kills. Only Super Soaker managing to pick one up yet. That huge res from Mercy, trying to do as best as it can. Otter takes Jamie out of mech, but Takumi's there. Super Soaker is going to go down, and they are going to continue their push around the corner. Takumi on the high ground, able to do everything he needs to do. Shimmy goes down, and they continue to push it back. Same has been very, very impactful on this Mercy. Able to get that huge res just there. And that is going to allow them to at least round this corner, if not secure this second capture point here on King's Row. Pushing in closer and closer. If they're going to contest it, they contest it here. If not, they're going to go back. Shimmy has got that ground shatter, but he is just going to only find Jamie with that. Tactical Visor gets activated on both sides, but the point has been taken. Ginger able to get the boop off onto Andro. Takumi gets the best of Gar. Super Soaker and Arathan both chiming in the leap across, and they are going to have to back off this car. They need to go and regroup. So Winston just using that lightning, beaming down, able to pick up 2 kills.
And you see Seema already with his res again shortly after Streets phase. I mean, he's playing Mercy quite well and quite patiently. Like they knew the Reaper already had his ultimate, and he, like I said earlier, just tell your people to die on payload. He was hidden. He had line of in his Mercy's ultimate is still a bit broken in my opinion with the lack of line of sight. She can still res behind a wall.
That was a huge range on the Mercy res. I didn't realize it was that long, but 3-man res comes through nonetheless, but it's not going to matter. Those 3 kills echoed very, very quickly. 5 out of 6 members on fire. 2 members decide to take their own life of Nexus Gaming, and they are going to regroup, but they have got quite a lot of ground here. Yeah, they're already halfway through to the side of capturing the full 3 points on King's Row, and with, you know, if they're able to make a final push, get a team wipe here, they could possibly get it towards the end, maybe not all the way through, but if you maintain that aggro and that pressure on the side of Bounty Hunters, you'd have quite a healthy time bank. A very, very nice self-destruct sequence coming out from Jamie right over the top, taking out 2 members. Andrew Robin dashes in, following it up nicely, and Jamie able in mini diva form to take out Super Soaker. There we go, and then Mike Rep gets 2 as well of his own, and all of a sudden they're pushing in very, very close, trying to zone them out. Arathin able to stop them a little bit, but Otter able to use that boost onto the cart. There we go, sound barrier, tactical visor, sound barrier in return. Mike Rep able to get the boop off onto, Ginger able to get the boop on Mike Rep. Gar finds Androbin, but there we go, they are just going to hold a little bit strong here. As the kills do kind of go over a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. Nexus Gaming do go down as the hold stands strong. 2 minutes left on the clock, and Nexus Gaming haven't got too far to go. One more fight could do it.
Yeah, I think that's what Nexus are looking for. I mean, you've got Seema with 97%, nearly basically got his Zen ult. You've got Jamie close to his. Andrew will probably get his probably just by pouring damage into Diva and Winston. And with regards to Arathin and Takumi, those are 2 that'll probably be less that'll likely to be up in the next fight.
There's the nano boosted Genji. Doesn't have the blade out though, but nonetheless he's going to be able to pick up 2 kills. Gas finds 1 as well, and Robin goes down. Ginger takes the mech, and Otter boops off the edge with the dash. Jamie goes down, and once more the hold stands strong. So they're going to yet again have to regroup. Same as does have that Transcendence available, self-destruct sequence as well. Primal Rage will be up, and if Takumi can get a little bit of poke damage as well, he'll have tactical visor up and ready.
I mean, it was a bit odd that we saw the Nano Blade from Liner. I would have liked to know the thought process behind that, because a Nano Blade of Genji can actually cut through a Zen ult. So with knowing that possibly Seema was close to Zen ult, or maybe they just miscounted the percentage and didn't think he had it, is probably why they did. Because normally when you nano for either to help boost the damage on a soldier or a Genji, or you can do it to help someone charge that ult. But
they are going to be contesting on this point, and once more they're just going to get completely wiped. Gar and Super Soaker making very, very short work. They've actually opted to put Super Soaker on this Tracer instead of Gar. Gar holding on that soldier. Winston jumps off the edge again, just resetting just a little bit. Actually, no. Why would he be resetting? He's on defense. I think that was a little bit of a misplay. Jumped off the edge by accident, but they are going to go for this aggression once more, jumping onto the cart, trying to get that advantage with Shimmy. The nano boost goes onto the Winston. He's going to jump into the backline, see what he can make happen, but there's the tactical visor coming out from Takumi, but he's taken down so quickly by Gar. Super Soaker finds Micro on the back. Shimmy, Primal Rage onto Seema. Jamie has taken out Otter's mech. The cart still not moving. Overtime has been reached now. Otter able to land the headshot onto Androbin. Andrew Bion, sorry, Ginger and Gar, both just once more chiming in with all the kills they need. And there we go. 2 points, 66 meters for Nexus Gaming.
It's practically a 3 push. I mean, because I think it was probably, what, a meter and a bit away from, or half a meter away from finishing the actual point, which is aggravating for Nexus, as they probably felt like, you know, maybe if they focused a little bit better, or they managed the routes a little bit better, they could have gotten that 3 points. But I mean, it's still practically a 3 push. If you can hold at first point or hold in the streets phase, then it makes it very much to Nexus's advantage.
But the key point is that it's not a 3-point push, which does give them the chance to actually just push in and straight up win this map right here, right now. If they can go for this calculated aggression, if they can do pretty well with that. See what they opt to go for. Arathin back on that Winston. Kumi on that Genji. Now, I said before I'd like to see him on that McCree or Andrew Bion on that McCree to try and counter that Tracer, get those stuns, land the headshot. She's dead. So if you can get those going well, then you can really just stop any aggression. Gar starting off on this Widowmaker. Not be surprised if he swaps off pretty immediately after the first 10 seconds. Super Soaker on this Hanzo. We did see Hanzo being stuck on I think it was Lijiang Tower in Market, if I'm not mistaken.
We did. Yeah, we saw Hanzo being stuck on by Super on Market. But the reason that they may not be opting for the McCree is the fact that McCree can take on one flanker, so either a Genji or a Tracer, but he can't take on both. And that's probably why they're staying away from the McCree, because he's got it one, but seeing as both are prevalent, it seems like a waste in a hero slot to potentially taking on both.
Well, they are going to take the Alderworth Hotel on the side. Reception is being claimed by the side of Team Bounty Hunters. Super Soaker lands the headshot onto Andrew Bion. They continue. Gar now over on this Tracer as he swaps off the Widow. Only one kill going across so far. Gar in the backline trying to make short work of them. Has to teleport back out, but Ota able to take Jamie's mech, and Gar finishes up the kill. And Super Soaker doing a huge amount of work, landing 2 kills in quick succession. And this first point is melting like butter to a hot knife.
Yeah, the Hanzo Zarya is quite cheeky on this one. As I think is because you can just amp up the combo so quickly. Hanzo's ultimate does charge relatively quickly, and Zarya on a high charge can charge hers quite quickly as well. So Graviton into Dragon Strike is incredibly powerful, especially if they can get the whole team grouped up, and it's just an easy team kill.
Well, there we go. Flame strikes back and forth. Shimmy able to get Jamie down, and there we go. There's a zoning ultimate coming out from Super Soaker. He just tries to hold the corner. They're going to continue to push this car up. Genji trying to make stuff happen, but Micrep, she gets taken down. Super Soaker landing those headshots with the arrows. Huge amounts of damage that come out from those. Already back at 33% on the ult. Otter has that Graviton Surge available, as well as the Pulse Bomb on Gar. Liner has that Nano Boost as well, but there's the Nano Blade. Otter gets taken down pretty early on. Gar able to take down Samer, but they are going to chime back in. 2 more kills. Jamie finds 1 as well, and they are just going to clean out the attacking squad. Now, this is a very nice position to be able to hold on the cart. King's Road has this weird sort of S-bend in the middle of this second push, and if they can hold this corner, they could be in with a chance of having a hold completely.
I mean, there's 2 points when you're the defending team on King's Row, especially on Streets phase, where you want to regain control. It's either on this S-bend, where you can use the map as basically a huge shield, or it'll be right near your second point, where the enemy team has got quite a long way to walk.
Oh, Andrew Bion getting 2 kills with a Pulse Bomb, and they just have completely wiped out the attack yet again. But saying that, 5 ultimates available, with Super Soaker soon to be there as well. Jamie does have that Earth Shatter available. Sound Barrier is going to be up as well. Super Soaker looking for that poke damage. I'm expecting a huge flurry of ults. There's the Graviton Surge. There's the Sound Barrier coming through, but no kills just yet. Earth Shatter goes through. Super Soaker able to pick up Jamie as the sidelines empty. McRep as well, able to be taken down. Super Soaker landing those shots when he needs to. Aggression coming out, and Super Soaker yet again finds 1. Shimmy takes down Samer, and now the cart rounding this corner through the S towards the final corner. That checkpoint coming up. The barrier stands for now, but for how long is the question? Probably the answer going to be not for long. That zoning ultimate for Hanzo, keeping them just off the edge there, pushing the car up to the checkpoint. They're trying to go for the second bit of aggression here. Gar going to make it work for them as Jamie does go down to the Pulse Bomb. Dash coming in, trying to find any more damage, but they are just going to back off, regroup, try and get this push, and recuperate.
Yeah, and now you're really starting to feel the pressure on the side of Nexus. I mean, Seema's already got his ultimate coming up soon. Jamie's got his. Takami's got his. Arathin's got theirs as well. So Seema's probably going to see a Nano Blade from Seema and trying to stop this incredibly quick push from the side of the Bounty Hunters.
Well, there's the Nano Blade, just as you said, coming out on Takumi, but Otter and Gar both able to pick up kills on the back in the meantime. Takumi finds one, but Minecraft gets an equal set of kills on that, with Super Soaker going down. Otter, though, just going huge on this Zarya continuously, almost back at the Graviton Surge as well. Finds the last kill onto Andro Bion. Ultimate ready now for Otter. Pulse Bomb available as well. There's the Graviton Surge. No Pulse Bomb coming through, but the Earth Shatter is enough. Pulse Bomb does come through, I'm sorry. There's the double kill. Otter finds one with the Graviton Surge. Gar finds yet another. The reverse Graviton Surge comes out, but it's not going to be able to find anything as Gar just continues to chunk away at that as though health bars. Shimmy finds one Super Soaker as well. Health is going to be buffered by that sound barrier. They are now on the point. 0.33 meters, so close. The attack goes through. Shimmy and Ginger able to close it out for them. And Team Bounty Hunters coming up big here on King's Row, taking the victory and having a convincing lead, 2-0 in this best of 7.
Yeah, and like you said, John, it's the fact that it wasn't a 3 push and that they can't go to overtime in regards to the map of King's Row and continue to further that lead. But that's where I think we're going to see the 5-man res here.
Yeah,
and you'll see what I mean by, I think Mercy's ultimate needs to be line of sight, because you can just do this, not see where your people are, and go in. So I think it would just make Mercy a little bit more fairer.
A little bit more fairer.
Fair.
Yeah, fairer. Yeah, a little bit more fairer.
Fairer. Away.
That's what I said. Don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, actually. I mean, Mercy drops off because, of course, very easy to pick her off when she's essentially floating about. That's the idea. If you can control the sidelines as well, you need to be able to pick that off before committing your ultimates. I mean, there are ways to be. Yeah, I'm just not sure line of sight is the best way to go about it. The res, maybe it could be just reduce the range of it, make it a little bit more close range. That could be what you're looking towards. Only able to maybe res the last 3 targets you hit. I don't know. Some weird balance thing could come through, but I'm not too sure line of sight would benefit that much.
Maybe, but I think what we're going to do is going to go to a quick ad break, give the teams a bit of a break, give our voices a bit of a rest, and then we'll be right back with you for the remainder of this series.
Doesn't have to be like this. Are those tears? You need a machine that can keep up with you. The new Omen X. All those hours of training are about to pay off. Don't rage quit. Get the Omen X. Dominate the game.
Welcome back to the best of 7 grand final of the 5th EGX qualifier tournament. So it's going to be between Team Bounty Hunters and Nexus Gaming. Both of these teams very, very strong indeed, but Team Bounty Hunters already have that 2-0 lead. Nepal and King's Row already having been played. We're going to be going into Temple of Anubis, Ilios, Volskaya Industries, and Lijiang Tower up after that, in that order necessarily. Hollywood as well, if we go that far, would be the last map to be picked up. Some incredible performances coming out. Gar particularly has been very strong in my eyes. Otter in that previous match of King's Row has been hugely impactful. With me, once again, is 2 rounds. I am John. We'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, and like I was saying just during that ad break to John, is that I think on Anubis you'll see a lot of Sombra if the teams are comfortable with it. She is quite powerful on second point, and even first point she is still powerful. To deny the healing for the flankers on defense is incredibly powerful. It shuts down Andro, or it'll shut down Gar, it will shut down Takumi, it will shut down, I believe, Super Soaker as well. Who are the flankers and DPS for the side of both teams. So you may see Ginger pick up a Sombra, or you may see Lina pick up a Sombra, and I believe either Seema and believe the other support for Team Nexus is Mycrip. So one of those four could pick up the Sombra, and it would be quite fun to see.
Yeah,
she also
just as a side note, on just pure map design, Temple of Anubis is one of my favorite maps. I really like. I mean, I'm a sucker for ancient Egyptian history in general. I know nothing about it, but it looks pretty cool. I really enjoy it, and it's one of my favorite. Well, certainly architectural periods of history.
Yeah, and you know they learned to paint it quite an early time to tell a story. First books on the walls. But going back to the game and avoiding a little sidetrack from ancient Egypt. I mean, if you look at the back, you can see quite a. You can see the Sphinx and the pyramid of Point B, and the city. I believe the cities are quite closely linked. In some, like how on Nepal you can see the Everest, and believe. Yeah, you can see the Sphinx, but this one's got its nose, so it can't be the one from our Egypt. Does it trigger your lore, John?
Sure, why not? Let's go with that. But yeah, I think in general, like the world building in this game is really, really cool to see. And I think because I believe it was originally intended to be like a full-on like RPG kind of game, but then they swapped it over to this sort of battle arena style of game, and that lore never left, and I really like that. I always like having as much depth as I need whenever I look at something, because I'm like, oh, that's a pretty cool feature, I wonder if there's a backstory to it, and then there's like 16 pages of backstory and you're like, cool, I'll read that later, and then you never do.
And you just there like, where did you hear about that? Oh, in this book that I was meant to read about 3 weeks ago. It's full of 16 pages that I've just not gone around to. But yeah, we do see Seema picking up the Sombra, so it will be shutting down people like Gar if you can get the health packs hacked and just deny them of all healing.
Interesting that they've got for that solo healer again. Nobody apart from Seema seems to be confident to be able to pick that up. So yeah, they are going to hack up those health packs. Jumping already on the point as Winston and Gar both just jump on. Super Soaker and Jamie trading kills.
I mean, you say solo healing. In essence, Sombra is basically a support because she doesn't put out enough damage is what they would consider as a DPS. But the fact that she can get her ult charged pretty much 30% every mega that's hacked. She charges it all really quickly, she shuts down a dive, and she can basically provide more healing per second than a Mercy. So technically she's a support in a sense. So they have got two supports, but she's just in the wrong category. A bit like Symmetra's in the wrong category.
That's a very interesting way of looking at it. I had not considered the amount of healing that can get put out by those faster recharges on the health buttons, but they are going to contest the point now. Otter able to land the shot actually onto Mikrep, which is going to allow them a little bit of entry, but Arathin and Jamie able to find one each as well. Just kills traded back and forth as Seema starts to pick it up a little bit. Shimmy does go down, but there's the Dragon Blade. Andro Robin goes down. Super Soaker finds a second one as well, finds a third onto Arathin, and he is a one-man army right now, trying to find everything he can. Finally goes down to Mikrep. The hack trying to be attempted there onto Gar. Not going to go through, as he just teleports back in time a little bit. Going back up to the health pack up top, hacking it back up, and Mikrep gets dived on. Gar able to take him down, taking that high ground. Jamie is going to be there ready and waiting. Soldier up on the top as well, trying to find what they can. They have got that fallback of the repeated heal spawns, and Takumi and Androbin Andrew Bion, both going to be finding the kills necessary. Samer finds one as well. Otter trades it back, but they are going to be backed off this point once again. And Nexus Gaming having a good start here on a Temple of Anubis.
I mean, the way you can look at Seema playing Sombra as well is the fact that the hack itself on his right click shuts down Tracer because she essentially can't do anything. She can't blink about. She loses her maneuverability, and her EMP shuts down a Genji's dash, which is essentially his main form of getting kills from his ultimate. So it completely shuts down a dive in every form of the word.
Tranquility not really used to do much there. There's the EMP and the tactical visor, so no defense matrix going across, but Gar makes sure of that tactical visor anyway. Takumi finds one again, but Gar is still there with a helical rocket, able to take down the enemy Tracer. Shimmy and Gar yet again chiming in. So accurate with this soldier. Samer finally able to take him down, teleports back up top, and that is going to allow them to take certainly the first hit on the point. See if they can continue it onto any more. Samer actually able to stall them out just a little bit. Second pip going over, and they are going to be backed off. Super Soaker taking down Andrew Bion. Jamie, though, playing that high ground aggressively. Super Soaker getting a triple kill very quickly off the bat. Jamie with an interesting position there, opting to go into the point as Gar able to close that one out. Winston now on the point as well. They are just chucking body after body at this point, but it's not going to make a difference. Time is all they're going to save, and they've already got 4 minutes on the clock. Going straight for that dive, trying to stagger them. Arathin is now respawned, but they're already on the point.
I mean, they already delayed so much time with not letting the bounty hunters get the point until the last 30 seconds. So they know, you know, Sombra also gives away so much information. The fact that Seema's playing it really well, he's very comfortable with playing Sombra, and it's just shutting down essentially the bounty hunters. Yes, they got the third point, but it took them 30 seconds. We saw them storm King's Row after about the first minute. To put it into context for you,
it's I mean it's an interesting that they've opted to stick with this Sombra on this second point. I would have thought it would be much more important on the first point, but then again, they do get control of this health packs all around, pretty much wherever they want to find themselves, which means reduced healing on the enemy side. And there is the Dragon Blade coming out from Super Soaker. Takumi, though, finds the Pulse Bomb onto Ginger, and the kill onto the mech. Andrew Bion finds the final blow onto Otter. Gar gets 2, but it's not going to be enough as Arathin able to just shut them down. Ginger now last man left standing, but he's going to get backed off. There they go. 3 minutes left on the clock. They get repelled on their first push, but a lot of ultimates stacking up now.
Well, the thing is, I think Seema's also being a bit of a information gatherer as well, because he can see when they're making a push. He can also see where they're coming from, where they're going with his invisibility, feeds it back to his team, and the team know exactly where they're coming from. Excuse me, but it's you know, he can go chuck in his transponder and when he wants and gets a massive EMP, everyone loses their mobility, they lose their ultimate usage. It just makes their life so much easier for the side of Nexus.
Exactly. So they are going to continue their push, but it looks like they're going to be repelled once more. Couple of ultimates getting used. I believe it was Shimmy and Lina both using their ultimates, trying to get the hack, but they are just taken back. 4 ultimates now available on the defensive side. Nexus Gaming have got that up their sleeve. Takumi as well will have that available for the next defense. And they are going to be a very difficult team to deal with this current ult stat.
Yeah, and we see, you know, a 5-team ult on the side of Nexus, and we also see 3 with only 1 support ult on the side of the bounty hunters. So maybe 2CP is more preferable, because we saw King's Row being quite close as a hybrid. So maybe 2CP, and especially Anubis for Sombra, is powerful. I think you see Rogue running it quite a lot on 2CP, like Volskaya. You see it on Anubis, just because she can hack the megas and pump out so much healing from it. It's, in some words of the sense, broken.
Yeah, I mean, the more healing, if you can put out more healing than a Mercy, then you know something's going on. But they have opted to go for this left-hand path, taking that position. Super Soaker with that Reaper, trying to go in, but there's the EMP in the side. They do managed to take down a couple of players, but Gar is not phased by that EMP. Andrew Bion, though, drops the Death Blossom, finds 1, 2, 3 as well onto Super Soaker. Shimmy able to take down a mech, but Arathin finds one for himself. Andrew Bion just going absolutely huge, finds another as well. I'm pretty sure he just got all 6 kills in that game. I would not be surprised if that's play of the game coming out for him already. 34 seconds left on the clock. The second point on Anubis proving incredibly difficult so far for Team Bounty Hunters.
I mean, you see Andrew picking up the Reaper. They did invest 3 ults into that point, but, you know, it won't take Simo long to pick up his ultimate. As long as he uses self-packs, he'll get him, use his ultimate again, deny the shields, but we see a 10-second push here to see what they can make of it.
Well, there we go. There's the reverse tactical visor trying to come through. Gar is ready and waiting. EMP gets popped on point. Andrew Bion finds one, but they are on this point convincingly right now. Mike Rep doing his best to stall it out. Andrew Bion doing the same. Has to use that Wraith Form. There's the self-destruct sequence. Gar finds 2 kills in the meantime, but there we go. That is going to back them a little bit off the point. Winston drops his bubble onto the point, gets bumped off. Mike Rep now, last player left standing. They are just going to try and stall it out. Samer actually gets pushed off the point. So in that icicle, isn't going to be able to stall it out just yet. Gets taken down, and there we go. It's going to be Team Bounty Hunters trying to stall it out and winning this last point here, getting the capture against all odds with that final 10-second push. What a play coming out from them. The ult economy working wonders.
Yeah, and like I think that's what it came down to. The ult economy on the Bounty Hunters was just a little bit more in sync with each other than the ult economy of Nexus. But at the end of the day, it's a push for 2 points in overtime, and it will see what they'll be able to pull out. I mean, we both see teams possibly picking up the Sombra now, so that contention for the health pack territory of the Sombras have. Will probably be what it goes down to, and the ult usage of Sombras as well.
Don't think we've seen 2 Sombras, 1 on each team yet. I think this is a new one, certainly for this tournament. See how they stack up, as you say. It's going to be crucial. If they can get that hack off on the Divas, that could be really, really important. See if they can, you know, obviously not being able to use Defense Matrix ruins a lot of what Divas kit really is.
I mean, she just becomes a shooting gallery at the end of the day. Yeah, she gets hacked.
Exactly. I mean, Gar will be able to just completely shred down Jamie if that happens on the defensive side. Quite interested to see how they are able to pull this one off. As you say, not really a solo heal when you've got that Sombra to hack up those health packs and try and go for this aggression. Do you think this is going to be the comp that we're going to see all the way through for both sides, or do you think they're going to change it up?
I think, especially for the defense, is what we're going to see all the way through. The thing is, it makes playing characters like Zen very risky, seeing he's mostly shield, and Sombra's hack gets rid of shields. So characters like Diva, Zarya, Zen all become very brittle in regards to every aspect, or when pushing for an attack, because it can just completely negate everything. Negates Lucio's shields as well. Just gets rid of all those, you know, those ultimates that you spent over time.
Certainly, I think. Oh, someone was.
I think someone was AFK.
AFK slightly. Oh yeah. Well, if they're staying hydrated like they should do, we might need to go for the odd toilet break now and again. That is the byproduct of staying hydrated. So they are going to go for this early aggression, try and take the right-hand side and push up onto the high ground. Liner will have hacked up that health pack already up top, so that isn't going to be able to sustain them through, well, pretty much anything, but the hacks are going left, right, and center. They're dueling now for this high ground. Shimmy able to take down Jamie's mech at the start. Otter finds one as well. There's the Genji driving into the back line, trying to do as much as they can, but it looks like Team Bounty Hunters are just coming out absolutely on top here. The defense going very, very well for them so far. Liner already with an ult.
Yeah, Line already. Oh, and he's already hacked 3 packs. He's hacked the one to the right of the entrance. He's hacked the Mega, and he's hacked the little mini just on the stairs as well, completely denying any healing for all the flankers. Go out there, but completely supporting himself and his team with that, you know, with the need of that secondary support.
Yeah, so 4 health packs hacked up for him. He has actually taken the one on the right-hand side as well, where they are now. There's the EMP being used. They're going to have to try and capitalize on this. Super Soaker finds one, seconds it, and a third. Fourth goes over as well. Shimmy able to take down Jamie's mech. Super Soaker cleans out for a fifth. Arathin is going to go down. Now it's the last man. It's Jamie. Not going to give the sextuple kill over to Super Soaker. What a poor sport.
I mean, it happens, doesn't it, John? You know, you think you're going so well, and then you get poor sport come along. But the thing is with Sombra, if he starts hacking too many health packs, it's the management of the health packs, because there's only a minute timer on the hack. So if you start forgetting which ones you've hacked or how long's left on one and how long's left on another, it does make it quite difficult. And maybe a Mega's not hacked, which may give you more ult charge. It, like I said, it does get difficult at times, but I think that's why we saw Seema only just hacking the one, because it was a Mega, provides more health, makes it very easy. But we could see quite a quick cap from the side of
yeah, I mean,
Team
so
Nexus.
Liner didn't have that ultimate available again, which meant that they could just jump in, use all their abilities sort of willy-nilly, and just complete, well, not willy-nilly, in a perfectly coordinated and insightful way, but nonetheless, they did actually have the advantage there, so they were able to just completely dive on. This is one of the strengths that we've seen, is this dive comp coming out. All it needs is one fight. All you need is one fight. EMP coming out from Liner. They're trying to get those refrags going over Super Soaker and Shimmy, able to find them as they need them. Mike Rip on the point, trying to get something, but he does end up going down, and that is going to be a successful hold on the point B. They need to get all the way in. They have got 5 minutes, so a little bit longer than Team Bounty Hunters did have on the first round.
Yeah, I think he was able to cap the first point within within about a minute left, which, you know, giving them an extra 4.5 minutes was just given 5 minutes in total to cap this point. And it did take up until overtime for the Bounty Hunters to get point B. But we see, you know, ult economy and Bounty Hunter, sorry, not Bounty Hunters, into Nexus' favour. And they're already one up going into the fight with a 5-man ult.
There we go. Oh, that's a brilliant ult there from the Diva. Otter able to only pick up one, though, on the back as it zones them towards them. Super Soaker gets a nice pick up there as well. EMP on the point. Takumi, though, Dragon Blade dashing back and forth. Able to find one. There's two. Mike Rep finding two as well. Otter able to take down Jamie's mech. Leona able to find Takumi, but they are going to continue to hold Jamie out of mech on the side. Not going to last too long for sure. Just trying to duel it out. Trying to finally pick up that kill, but Jamie channeling his inner Patches O'Houlihan, dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging, finally goes down to a 5-ton Irony Hallmark card.
I mean, like I says, they had a good opportunity there to, you know, take full advantage of that. I think it's just because of how spread out Bounty Hunters were. They didn't get the full wipe that they were expecting as clean as they was, so they didn't all come in at once for them to take out or for them to get staggered. So it kind of made Nexus' job really hard to keep track of that. And I think the fact that we saw, I believe it was Takami taken out quite quickly as well after he only got 2 kills with the Dragon Blade, it just wasn't as clean as what they were expecting.
Well, there's the combo coming out. Liner drops the ultimate. Super Soaker follows it up with 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. He is going absolutely insane on this Genji. Nothing is safe from his Dragon Blade. When he decides to unsheathe his weapon, none shall stand and the defense shall hold. Strong for Team Bounty Hunters on this point B. They got to rethink their strategy a little bit over on the Nexus Gaming squad. Samer, though, has his ult charge coming up pretty soon. Jamie and Arathin as well.
Yeah, they seem to, like, they're all just grouping up now again to, like, you know, with the reset. But for what it looked like there, it looked like Nexus had half of them doing one thing and half of them doing another. It wasn't clean again, and at the moment we see Bounty Hunters playing, being very clean with their execution.
There we go. There's the EMP as well coming out. Samer dropping himself onto the point. There's the Primal Rage trying to hack up the Winston to stop those jumps. Tactical Visor coming out on the side of Gar, trying to find as much damage as possible, but he isn't going to be able to find anything. Just managed to clip Jamie at the end of it. Samer goes down to the Helix rockets, and now they're trying to hold it over again. Gar finds a third Super Soaker, closes out Andro Bion, and now once more they find themselves up the creek without a paddle.
I think looking at it from the last few pushes that they've made, they have been very, like, they've been getting the kills, and the kills have been there, but you see Gar coming up, and you've got to be very wary of Liner now having the EMP, and the fact of shutting down your Tracer, the fact that they'll probably shut down your Diva as well. So it's the whole point of Sombra is just making everything awkward for the side of Nexus.
Oh, there we go. There's the Dragon Blade yet again coming in. Let's see how much damage you can do this time. And it's going to be none. Arathin able to shut it down. Those lightning zaps. Too strong for him. Otter and Gar finding kills themselves. But Arathin is still going. The sleep comes through onto Otter. Now Samer back onto that Anna that we've seen him on before. 1 minute left on the clock. Arathin finds yet another kill. Liner falls. They are going to continue their push on, trying to get as much ground as they can. Winston on the side, trying to deal with that Mei. To go into the Icicle. There's the Primal Rage. Sound Barrier coming through. Samer on the point. Sound Barrier countering it from Ginger, trying to find as much as they can. Android Bion finds the pick off onto Ginger. That's going to be their healing shutout. And there's a lovely double kill coming out from self-destruct sequence. Otter finds two. Super Soaker as well, able to close it out. Otter with the heal block is going to be taken very, very low. The freeze comes from Mei in a clutch situation. Jamie does get taken out of mech, but he's going to be able to escape with his life if he's lucky. But no, he's just going to stand on the bridge, get ice walled in. I'm sure he's going to go down in not too long if they actually get the kill. There's Liner. Interesting staggering tactic coming out from them.
Well, the thing is, now it's like a further 10 seconds behind, which means they'll probably only have 7 seconds to push. And they've got to go in now. They've got to go in as a 5-man to get off these pushes. I'll be very surprised if Nexus do get it. I think that was the time Nexus needed to get the point capped, and they never even got 30%.
Well, they're trying their best to get onto this point right now, but already having lost 4 of their members. Andro Bion just only having respawned, and there we go, Liner picking up that EMP at the end of Temple of Anubis. 1-2 seems to be the inevitable scoreline. Mei walling it off, taking a knee, closing us out. 2-1 is the scoreline.
Yeah, and I think earlier, it's like they had so many opportunities, and they looked like they had so many team fights where they were at the advantage. I mean, you got Arathin picking off at least 3 people in that team fight where they should have won, in my opinion, and there was something that was clearly going off in the backline. Maybe you saw Seema getting picked off, or Microp got picked off to come provide the support that was needed. And it just made the whole taking, not even getting a tick on the second point for Team Nexus very difficult.
There we go. That's that denied next double kill that we saw as player of the game. What an incredible showing from Super Soaker. He was so devastating on that Genji. Well, apart from that last time, every single time he popped Dragon Blade, at least 3 people died. Like, it's so difficult to deal with a player who's just going at it like that. It's just incredible to see. But that does mean that Team Bounty Hunters have a 3-0 lead. Match point to them against Nexus Gaming. Despite coming into this with an opinion that maybe Nexus Gaming were going to have the 1-up on Team Bounty Hunters, it seems I've been proved wrong. And TBA running away with this one so far.
Yeah, and at the moment we see, I think we see the side of Gar. You've got Liney, you've got Ginger, and Shimmy all playing the roles really well, and everyone's in Otter as well. Everyone's just seems to just be playing that the team format of it a little bit more crisp, and their executions are on point compared to when you see Nexus. Like Nexus at multiple points should have won that second point on Anubis, and they just weren't able to close out. And I think that's where it's going to, what it's coming down to, is that the Bounty Hunters are able to close out their kills, and Nexus are able to get people very low, get a few picks, but they're not able to keep on that aggression and keep that gas going in the form of momentum, and it just makes it very awkward for them.
Yeah, so the next map we are going to be on is Ilios, right? Another control point. And we saw how that went for Nexus before.
Yeah, we saw them take it close on one of the maps. I think, on Ruins, you'll probably maybe see a Widow. She is very powerful on Ruins.
Could see a Hanzo as well.
Hanzo is good, but Widow's got the distance. Hanzo, and she can, with a scope, and she can obviously pick off people quite easily. With regards to Hanzo, a little bit harder, but more rewarding when you get that headshot and ping, the person's fallen in one shot. But it's getting one shot Hanzo, it's bane of my life.
It's so satisfying just hearing that dink and seeing the red arrow on the kill feed. You're like, oh, that's a spicy kill, that one. As well, you've got that synergy sort of almost inbuilt with that Zarya if they decide to pick it up. Able to get obviously the two ults to combine is pretty simple. Just aim at the big glowing sucky any thingy, and that's pretty much it. Sucky any thingy, which is an apt description of what Zarya's ult does. I'll have you know.
I'll fairly refer that to on the ladder from now on. Go use the sucky any thingy and see what people do.
Use the sit.
Use the sit. And they'll just go, okay. But I think we're just waiting on Team Nexus to get ready, which is just about to happen. So quickly going to go into EOS. I think it's going to be 4-0 to Bounty Hunters.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. So both teams are ready. We are going to load ourselves into the Greek paradise, Ilios, the harbour, ready and waiting for us to get started on, well, going to be where we are going to find ourselves.
I think when we say 4 and we're not surprised. I mean, it's no disrespect to Nexus. It's just the fact that we've had very close games, but you've just got a team that's a little bit better, and you've seen it in the World Cup as well, where you've got China who are able to take on teams and the games are close. Or you've got Korea and the games can be pushed, but you've got that team that's always a little bit better, and they're able just to have that little advantage and go the distance and seem to pull out the best in everyone on their team. In a sense, they're complementing each other, and at the moment, it's just that synergy that the team has. And if you've got that synergy and the team's working well together, they're performing like you see how the Bounty Hunters do. Like Gar, for example, I think that's your MVP. That's your star player. Like everybody else plays well, but they all play around Gar, and I think that's what's coming.
That Super Soaker had in that last map. I'm not too sure. I think Gar might be a strong control point player, and I think we're going to see that again. But Super Soaker has been having a distinct impact across all of these rounds.
Oh, definitely. I think what it is when Gar, you see him pick up. I think for the last 2 games we saw him pick up Soldier, and he hasn't been performing what we've seen. But when he picks up Tracer, you can tell that Tracer's probably the kit hero that he's more comfortable, and he knows he's able to get the hitbox on the headshots all the time. And I play Tracer, and I still can't. I'm there like trying to get as many body shots as possible. So Gar could teach me, senpai.
Well, there you go. Super Soaker and Gar just cleaning out the back line to go for that aggression, but there we go. Arathin able to just bounce the D.Va off the edge. They do take the point already. Has been captured. Team Bounty Hunters able to pick this one so far. Gar closes down Androbion before trying to use that McCree to counter.
He did try and get the sticky on McCree. Missed the sticky. McCree avoided, but was discorded. So Gar was just able to easily finish him off.
There we go. Super Soaker pops Dragon Blade. Not too much to find, and Shimmy and Otter take away the kills from him. So nothing getting cut in twain just yet. Super Soaker does drop that one, maybe a little bit prematurely. Probably not the most sort of efficient use of his ultimate, but nonetheless, they do repel the push. 47% on the clock already.
Yeah, like already halfway to the point, when you're playing as Nexus, that you've got 2 more points to go. Well, 2 more fights to go even, and your ult economy is decent, so you'd be looking to make a move right about now.
Well, that's exactly what they're going to do. Transcendence gets popped, so they start to push on Jamie. Able to find the kill onto Leandra to start it out. The D.Va's fighting in the well, but Jamie's going to come off the worst, as Otter actually managed to push him off the edge there. Gar finds one onto Androbion as well. Self-destruct sequence goes across right in the middle of the Winston bubble, so it's not going to do anything. Arathin does manage to take out the mini D.Va, whilst she is not in mech. Gar finding Mick rep, but Takumi with that Pharah starting to chime it in. There we go. Genji and Tracer both falling down. No DPS left for them. Ginger in the well. Does get taken down by Takumi yet again. Liner able to land those shots onto Takumi with the Discord very nicely, but Arathin closes it out. Otter finds one onto Arathin, but they are now on the point. Overtime has already been started, so it needs to be now or never for Nexus if they want to pick up this one. Shimmy able to pick up Andro Bayern. With that Primal Rage, Micrep takes out Otter's mech, but we do have a pause. Ginger seems to be AFK.
Oh, we seem to have a DC from Ginger. Confirmed.
Yeah. That's not something you see too often, a mid-fight pause. So we'll see what goes on with that.
Yeah, I think what was it? That was great delay from the side of Bounty Hunters.
Yeah, well, they are just going to get straight back in. A little bit of miscommunication between the teams to do with the pause, but Jamie is going to find...
Oh, I think what they were doing is because the fight was lost, they were just waiting for him to get the pause sorted. So the fights, you know, I think what it was they were a bit annoyed that it was a mid-fight pause, but with Ginger seems to be back. If with a DC, it is unfortunate because if Ginger did have any ult charge by that point, then it's all lost. He's starting from ground zero again. So if he did have a sound barrier ready, sorry Ginger, but you got to build that up again, buddy. And I think what it was is you know, just some internet issues with regards to Ginger. But, you know, they've capped the point, but it is only one fight away from Bounty Hunters.
Do you know what would mean you never DC'd from any game ever?
Go on.
If you bought an Omen by HP laptop and played on that. Do you know why?
Oh,
because you'd never crash. You'd never
crash.
Never ever. You might actually, if you...
with Windows 10 on as well?
I don't actually... With Windows 10 on, which is one of the best operating systems for gaming. It's... I mean, to be fair, it's probably an internet issue, which is kind of uncontrolled by your hardware, but does bring to light, like, if you want to play at the top level, you've got to have a stable connection, otherwise you're going to lose ult charge, you're going to lose the game off it, maybe lose your edge just a little bit, but they do manage to recapture the point, so it's 99% on the side of Team Bounty Hunters, 0% on the side of Nexus Gaming. I think we all know how those numbers look. We'll see if they can hold off the offensive there. Hopefully, we'll be able to get back into game as soon as possible. Once these guys are on pause. Ginger has reconnected, so I'm not too sure what's going on.
I think they're just waiting for everyone to be ready, and then they'll go back into it. They have got 15 minutes to pause per match, so I think they're just using the time in the pause to get everything ready. Probably go through it in the minds, go, you know what? Let's go through these tactics. Let's focus this person. Because at the moment, Gar is just wrecking the back line. And he's wrecking I believe it was Andrew who was playing the McCree at the time, but he swapped off McCree now on to Genji. So it just gives him free reign. But at the moment, on the side of the Bounty Hunters, they have nothing to counter Takumi on Farah. Not directly anyway. They have Liner, they have Gar, and Diva in the form of Otter as well, but they're not direct counters like your Soldier, your McCree, your Widow.
That's what I was going to say. I think Gar might be opting to swap onto this Soldier once the ult gets taken, or after this next push, but we'll see how they stack up here. Takumi does have that ult available, no Zarya to pair it with. Self-destruct sequence, trying to zone him off. Tranquility is being experienced right now by both teams, as it turns out, as they just get healed up quite a lot there. But there we go. There's the blender trying to make it happen. Ginger able to get the pick off onto Mike Rep on that Zenyatta. Gar finds one as well, and Super Soaker chimes in. One apiece so far. 4 kills going over. Andro Brian and Jamie. Ossa able to close that one out, and Shimmy finds one as well. Pretty sure that was 1 kill for each single member of the team, and they capture it back very quickly, just like that. Get their point. 1-0 now. Team Bounty Hunters looking super strong.
I mean, maybe Ginger got his order of his Home by HP laptop and he just reconnected off that. That's why it was so quick.
Maybe he did. Maybe he did. As we all know, the prizes for this tournament are a full outfitting with Omen X machines, I believe. Is that right? Or is it Omen H or Omen by HP laptops?
I believe the 6 winners get the Omen by HP laptops, and the MVP decided by casters, admins, and host of EGX gets the Omen X PC.
Lossie's hit it right on the head there. That's how it works. That's how it works. As soon as you buy Omen by HP, they provide support to your building and to everything to do with power and everything. Nothing ever goes wrong once you buy one. This may or may not actually be true. So let's get into the fight. They are all sort of combating over this high ground position here. Front line's getting healed up as best they can. Both teams opting to go for the Lucio Zenyatta on the support. Very similar team comps, both the same. Farah not being picked up to the side of Nexus Gaming, and it seems to be to their detriment as they've already lost 4 players. Super Soaker going huge again.
And you see God just being the tracer that every team deserves, in my opinion, just being that constant harassment. And the thing is, Guard can get people low. He'll probably tell who people low, and Susoko will dash through them and get off the dash reset as well. So the Genji and Tracer complement each other really well, as long as the target focus is the same person. It just makes that Genji can chain dash resets so much that his ultimate charge is ridiculous. The same as Tracer's.
Well, it seems to be going pretty well for them right now. Super Soaker. Last DPS left standing, as Gar actually does get taken down by Jamie. But 1 kill's not going to be enough if you want to take the point. You do need the rest of your team. You need to kill a few more. And you need to get your foothold in. Ginger already on fire. 35% ticking up on the clock. On the Lighthouse. Not looking too good right now for Nexus Gaming.
I mean, I heard it was 5 more you needed to take care of in Overwatch. Something like that. That you need to take care of in your team. Or to win.
Yeah, there are 6 players in a team, I think. Pretty sure. Anyway, Otter's going to take out 2 of them. Liner finds another one. So already we're half. Jamie taken very low. That Met gets taken down. Gar finds that one. Shimmy finds Sakumi as well. And, well, they're not looking very good at all. It looks to me like Nexus have almost given up here.
I mean, you would imagine the tilt is starting to set in the mindset.
He's right on the flank, and there's the Dragon Blade coming through, and that is a very good reactionary Tranquility being popped there, but Arathin takes down Super Soaker as well. Gar able to refrag onto Jamie. Otter finds one as well. Both sound barriers getting popped. They start to try and go aggressive onto the point. It's going to be Tracer versus Mini Diva. As the Primal Rage, Winston goes onto point. Ginger finds the kill though. Gar finds one to boot. And now they are just going to hold it off. Shimmy finds another kill and 97 points. 98, 99, and the point. Go over once again to Team Bounty Hunters. 1 more stands between them and victory on this map. 1 more stands between them and victory on this match. 3-0 is where they stand in the map pool. 2-0 here on Ilios. And right now, they are looking ready and waiting to take the victory and progress on to the finals at EGX.
We do see a Widow pick coming out from Andrew. He says Widow on Ruins is very powerful because she can take out the long distance pick, so she can take out Lino, or she could take out Gar, or even Lucia, Ginger on Lucio, or even Super Soaker. So it'll be interesting to see, or even Otter on the copy Widow.
There we go. So they're going to try and take their positions up pretty much, well, when they can, trying to take that high ground with the Widowmaker where they can. Andro Bayern already doing a little bit of poke damage over to Liner, sorry. But Gar gets taken down as well with a nice headshot. Samer finds one with the Lucio. The boop onto Shimmy finds a second as well. Ginger is going to go down, and there's the dash from the Genji into the back line, trying to find Otter. Although he has already taken down his counterpart, Andro Bayern falls to the headshot. But Jamie finds one for himself, and the point gets captured pretty quickly there for Nexus Game.
I mean, we saw like Widow with the open on Gar, and you also saw then Seema pick up a couple of kills as well on the side of Nexus. And Widow can put down so much suppressing fire that just on this map on Ilios especially, it's rather scary in some sense of the word. But we see Gar firing back with another triple kill.
There you go. Gar's back.
Gar's woken up. Yeah, Gar woke up.
Woken up. Oh, we're playing a game. All right. Okay, cool. Triple kill. Let's go. Shimmy finds one as well. Andro Bion does go down. The Winston in the back line's trying to do as much damage as possible. Super Soaker. What are you doing, my friend? They're taken down way in the back.
That was dancing around the health pack. I think he was trying to get the mega health pack, but Winston on the form of Arathin took him out instead.
Ooh. That's going to be a little bit of a pickup there for Gar, as the Pulse Bomb does find Samer, but Takumi dashes through Ginger, takes care of Gar by himself. The point is getting captured up, back again for the Nexus Gaming squad. Arathin finds Super Soaker, and now Liner is able to take out Takumi, but it's not going to be enough. Now they get the recapture now. Nexus Gaming, they were 2-0 down on a pool. They did manage to bring it back to 2-2, but then lost out on the 5th and final round. See if they can echo that to the 2-2 and see if they can take us to a 3-1 situation in the match. But there we go. Sound barrier coming through. Self-destruct sequence taking out Liner in the back line, but Gar finds one for himself. Primal Rage getting popped on the back, trying to get displacement, trying to push them out of position. Ginger capitalizes very nicely. Andro Bion goes down. Primal Rage takes care of Takumi, and now it's going to be the capture going back yet again. Jamie jumping off the side. And they are going to be back in control of this point. 40% on the clock for them, 57 for Nexus Gaming.
And we see Gar with his ultimate back up again, and Super Soaker and their ult. So you may see a support ult come from Ginger just to press on the aggression, just to make sure they do cap this, keep this point capped, and support the Genji with the sound barrier or with the Transcendence. Because at the moment we've just only got the sound barrier on the side of Minecraft, which is just used.
There we go. Dragon is going to become Super Soaker, dashes straight through. Takumi goes down straight away, and already 3 kills. 4 kills make that. McRep as well goes down as he jumps off the edge. Jamie as well, and they're just going to sit themselves on the point. 76%, ever closer to that victory, to the W. Trying to get this hold.
You know, they decided not that time. They didn't want to take the point on that time and just thought we'd reset instead. But
well,
imagine
like an edge at a toe in. Arathin jumping onto the point, but I think he's going to be made short work of. Do have players on there ready and waiting. Jamie as well trying to chime in. Mike Rep is there. No one's going to hide from the sides of Otter though, as he does pop his ultimate. Liner takes down the mech. Otter as well. Overtime has been popped. Pulse Bomb finds Ginger, and that's going to be Liner as well, finding the pop.
I mean, Otter's been going absolutely crazy on the Widow. He's just picked off the Diva, he picked off Tracer, picked off Seema and Lucio as well. And there we have it, the Bounty Hunters, winners of Q5.
Well, the bounty that they receive for taking down Nexus Gaming is going to be that qualifying spot to the EGX tournament. So congratulations to them. They're going to be joining the other 4 qualifiers: Elysium Gaming, I don't know, Temp Name, and Hoggy Hogs from that first qualifier. Shimmy picking up that play of the game on the Winston, doing a lot of damage and forcing that jump off the edge from Mike Rep. Maybe a little bit of mispositioning there from him.
Yeah, and I think it was the reverse of what you were, we was all expecting, but this was the final that we knew would be the exciting final. And you know what? The Nexus were able to push Bounty Hunters. Bounty Hunters just had a little bit more power in the engine just to push themselves over the finish line in regards to getting that 4-0 sweep in the series.
Yeah, so fantastic performance from them.